Here's the story on my 2024 Tom Murphy Gibson Les Paul 1957 reissue. Hey guys and gals, 40 Grit back again. 40 Grit Guitars, 40 Grit Studios, 40 Grit Garage. I want to go over my 1957 Gibson Les Paul reissue. This is a 2024, I believe. It may have been built in 23, but it's a 20. I purchased it in 24 in February. So there's a cool story on this guitar. I'll put it on the bench real quick. I'm not going to go through deep specifics on this because a 57 Les Paul reissue is a 57 Les Paul reissue. But the neck is very fat. I like fat necks. I like the Warmouth boat neck. There's some favorite necks out there that I have, but this one felt very comfortable to me when I went and checked it out. So we went to in February. We went back to Nashville for a trip to Memphis, check out Graceland, and we went to Nashville. My first stop was Carter Vintage. Carter Vintage, check out Carter Vintage. Awesome. I mean, the vintage collection they have is fantastic. I walked in. I have to have a gold top. I'll break that down here for you in a second. But had to have a gold top. I was not leaving Nashville without a gold top. So went to Carter Vintage, found a Tom Murphy done, not a Tom Murphy collaborative in the Murphy Lab. This was a Tom Murphy done, which is still available at Carter Vintage. So check that one out. It's got a great relic job on it, and I considered that one, but we were going to the Gibson Garage the next day, so I said I'm going to wait and give Gibson Garage a shot. I have a friend of mine that buys a lot of guitars from Gibson, so he's entitled to the vault, and I wanted to go for the experience and check out the Kramer stuff because again I'm a big Kramer freak, so I want to check out the Gibson Garage. So we made our way to Gibson that morning. Actually, I have friends of mine that I worked with at Sir. Jay Medor and Zach Cohen. Zach Cohen was my assembler at Sir, and I actually got to go to the mod shop where they work and take a great tour of that. So check out the mod shop guitars; they're cool guitars. And we got a tour of that. Saw my buddies from Sir, and then we moved on to the Gibson Garage. Went to the Gibson Garage, and this one was hanging, and there was a non-relic, just a non-relic custom, or maybe it was a standard. Spinning around on the conveyor belt up there. So I had them pull them both down. This one, I want to say the bridge pickup sounded better on the other one, but I really like the neck pickup on this one. I like the feel of this one, and this one was more expensive. So I wanted to go for the lesser, but I ended up going with the more expensive R7 custom shop Murphy Lab. So cool guitar. I love it and I like having it, but the story is what makes the guitar for me personally even kind of cooler. So let me break down the story on that for you real quick. So the one thing I forgot to mention on this guitar is as I was going through the purchasing process, I was plugged into a Mesa in the custom build area back in the corner, and I was playing through a Mesa and I was comparing the two, and my buddy walked up to me and he said, "Hey, Cesar's here, the president." And I said, "Well, hey, if I'm buying the guitar today, I'm getting a picture with Cesar." So I'll go ahead and plug that in. I walked up to Cesar. I said, "Hey, I just bought a 57 Gold Top. Can I get a picture with you?" And he said, "Absolutely." And he took the guitar and felt it. He said, "Oh, this feels good." Of course, he's going to say that because I'm purchasing it. He's not going to say it feels bad, but I have confidence in myself with regards to picking a guitar, and I knew that it was a good one. So he said, "Yeah, I really like the feel of this one, etc." So I'll go ahead and plug the picture in once I get done talking about all this stuff, and you'll see a picture of me and Cesar. That was a cool opportunity because, after all, he is the president of Gibson. So that was a unique opportunity, and I don't know how often he's there. He may be there quite often. I don't know, but it was interesting that I had just decided on the guitar I wanted, and then Cesar walked in. So cool opportunity. The story on the Gold Top. So from 2011 to 2015, I worked for John Sir, which I'm sure I've talked about a couple times. And it's no claim to fame. It's just it's a opportunity that I was given, that I was very fortunate and very lucky to work around such talented people, because those people have talent. The people building guitars there have talent far beyond anything that I'm capable of or even thinking of in the universe. I mean, it was just a great opportunity to work there. But I will say that Mike Ponce, who is a custom shop Fender guy, and he had his own master built guitars, which I'm still looking for one, but they're pretty pricey. Um, Mike Ponce was my boss when I was there. So Mike Ponce took very good care of me as far as like artist relation stuff, because they had an artist relation department who took care of all the artist stuff. Who is Travis Tingley, who now works for a company in Nashville, and he was in charge of artist relations. And then the sales guys took care of artist relations as well when we had parties, the NAMM parties and stuff. So the NAMM show for John Sir was they bust everybody down from Anaheim to the shop, which was really cool because John built the stage and everybody got to perform who endorsed, the endorsing artists. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube with regards to those shows. So I highly recommend you go take a look at those because there's some good stuff on there. Scott Henderson, Ian Thornley, Pete Thorne, Andy Wood, Doug Aldrich. It just goes on and on and on. They've got some great endorsees. So go check out those videos. The 2013, 2014 timeframe are the ones that I was more involved in because of the stage setup and stuff like that. So Mike Ponce did a very good job of getting me in the loop with regards to artist relations because he knew I knew who the artists were. There's a lot of builders at Sir that don't get mixed up in the who is who, and they just build guitars, which I respect, and that's their trade and that's what they do. But then you got geeks like me who want to sit there and rub elbows with all the rock stars and talk and listen to them and see what they got to say and check out have the opportunity to put your hands on their guitar that they've chosen to play. Andy Wood, I worked on Andy Wood's guitar every time he came in. Mike would bring Andy liked my setup, so Mike would bring me Andy's guitar and set it on my bench and say, hey, Andy's here, he wants you to set it up, and I would set his guitar up. And that was back in the days of his early signature model. And then there's also a James Evanier from Australia. He also liked my setups, and we used to always hang out and talk when he was in town. He's from Australia. Check out James. He's a beast of a player. But so 2013 was a great opportunity for me because Mike came over to my bench and said, hey, Mike, Doug Aldrich you're assigned to Doug Aldrich tonight. Or for the NAMM show. And I said, oh boy, this is going to be awesome. So the day came, and I was working on something, and Mike came over and said, hey, Doug's here. So I walked out to the entrance and grabbed his luggage and grabbed his guitar. I said, hey, should I change strings or anything? He said, no, I think I'm good. Just go ahead and take it back to the backstage area. So I took his guitar back to the backstage area. He came back and we talked. We talked for a little while, and I just said nothing about Whitesnake or, hey, I'm a big fan of yours or nothing. I just kind of played it cool. But I was wanting to say, oh my God, you're such a great player, and it was such a opportunity and a pleasure to hold your guitar and talk to you. So I'm standing in the back area. He went to have dinner with John, and then he came back. Well, him and I sat backstage prior to his going on stage, and I first thing I noticed was his guitar, cool, and we talked about his Les Pauls and how he likes the gold tops and the black eye with regards to the black pick guard and all the cool stuff, the little stories that Doug had. And then I noticed his guitar strap. Well, his guitar strap's his wife made, and I'll attach a cool picture of me and Doug, it had grommets on it, and it looked very like Dio-ish, which was may have been during the time of Dio when he was using that. Just a cool looking strap. He said that his wife had made them, and I just had interest in them. I thought they were cool. So that went to the wayside, and then he went on stage and played, and we had some conversation throughout the night, and I was very interested in Whitesnake at the time, and Tommy Aldrich was not with them. And I said, well, you guys need to get Tommy Aldrich back. And he kind of smiled at me a certain way, like it's coming. And that was an interesting conversation as well. But he went up on stage, came off stage, and I said, hey, Doug, I'm not trying to be geeky or anything, but hey, can I have that pick? Because I have a huge guitar pick collection. And I said, hey, can I have that pick? I'm not, trying to be weird or anything, but can I have that pick? And he said, oh, yeah, sure, man. I said, as I've got a great guitar pick collection, I like to have it. So he handed me the pick, and then he went to go put his guitar away, and he unzipped the thing, and there was some more in there. He goes, here's some more, and he handed them to me. And I said, thanks, Doug, that's cool. So Travis Tingley had come backstage to say hi to Doug or do whatever Travis was doing with Doug. And then Doug looked at me and said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go on the European leg tour with Whitesnake, and I was just wondering if you were available for to be my guitar tech." And I remember I looked over at Travis, and Travis looked at me and he goes, "Oh my God." And I go, "Right?" And I said, "Doug, unfortunately, my son was graduating from high school in 2013. So I said, unfortunately, Doug, I'm not going to be able to make it because my son's graduating." I was a single father. And I said, my son's graduating this year, and it's very important for me to be home. And he goes, "There will be another opportunity. Don't sweat it." And that was that. And a couple, I don't know, maybe a week later, there was a bubble wrap mailer on my bench, and I opened it up, and it was one of the guitar straps that he had sent me, a black one. Well, he had a gray one too, and then I contacted his wife. I said, "Hey, I really like the gray." And she said, "I'm not doing the gray anymore." She said, "But I may be able to find the material. I'll let you know." Well, she did find the material, and I had paid for that one. I said, "Hey, I'll pay for it. I just like to have both." And she sent me the gray one as well. So I'll go out on the bench. I'll put this one on the bench. It's going to be quick. I'm battling heat right now in Phoenix, and it's our winter time, but you can't shovel sunshine, as they say. All the Phoenix people like to buy into the "you can't shovel sunshine" thing. So it's very hot in the garage right now. So I'm trying to get that Charvel going, but that's going to be in little doses probably on Sunday, and then hopefully I'll be able to post that by Tuesday. So let's go out and put this one on the bench. I wanted to share my Doug Aldrich story with you guys because, I mean, like, who gets the opportunity to be a guitar tech for such a beast as Doug Aldrich? And if you don't know Doug Aldrich, check out Doug Aldrich. He was guitar player, Dio, Whitesnake, Dead Daisies, just a fantastic screaming guitar player. So I had to have a gold top. Now, my gold top takes me back to my time with Doug asking me to be his tech, all that cool stuff. And I swear, I don't know if I would do it now because I'm just kind of older. But Mike Ponce did a really good job the next couple weeks coming over to my bench every once in a while and pushing on me and going, "Hey, man, you don't want to be a guitar tech. You don't want that." And so he did a really good job of uncrapping me out because it was very difficult to work for the next couple of weeks, knowing that I could possibly be preparing Doug Aldrich's guitars ready, getting his guitars ready for the European leg and traveling to Europe with Doug Aldrich. So what an opportunity, my time at John Suhr. And let's go out and put this one on the bench, and we'll take a look at it together. Hope I'm not boring you with my story, but I wanted to share this one with you guys, and because the shorts had gotten some good hits, and I wanted to share the story of my Les Paul Gold Top with you guys. So let's go out and put it on the bench, and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so these are the straps. Looks like the Ernie ball had been scraped off a little bit, but yeah, his wife makes these. She would punch the grommets with the suede, uh, sew the squares on, and then with the grommets in there, and that's the magic of Hollywood. You see a strap and you think it's something, and then you see it up close, and you're like, "Wow, that's really interesting. That's really interesting." So, and then here are the pics that I received from Doug. This one is the one that he handed me the night when he came off the stage, and then these are the others that he had in his gig bag. He said, "Here you go. You can have these too." So, anyways, that's the one he handed me when he came off stage, and these will forever be cool mementos of my time at John Suhr. I'm not going to get too crazy with regards to specifics on this one. It is a custom shop, Murphy. Pretty basic. I haven't done anything to it. I've done absolutely nothing to it. I changed the strings. I use hybrids on my Les Pauls, heavy on the bass side, and then lighter 9 gauges on the treble side. But I watched a video of Tom Murphy, and these divots here in this area. That he said that that's more of a new aging technique they're using because of the bracelets that rock stars are wearing now. There's divots in that area from bracelets worn by IE Slash. So, but very good, very cool checking on this one. This one was hanging. There were 2 gold tops there that day, and one was unaged and the other was aged. This one, the unaged was a little heavier, and I preferred the lighter one, and I also preferred the playability on this one. All right, so let's take a look at the Murphy Gold Top here. Let's see what we got doing on weight. Weight is 8 pounds, 10 ounces. She's a beaut. String alignment's great. Maybe a little heavy on the treble side, but as John says, if you're going to have it heavy, heavy on the treble side. Hopefully you got something out of this. I mean, obviously I didn't go through any like deep specs on this guitar. Custom buckers. It's a 57 Les Paul reissue. I mean, this is going to be a guitar that probably for the rest of my life I'll open up and look at it, and I'll have great memories of my time at Sir and meeting Doug Aldrich, and maybe even having the opportunity to be Doug's tech. So it was cool, and hopefully you got something out of it. I'll see you on the next one. Like I said, I'm battling the heat right now with Phoenix. It's just miserably hot out here right now, and it's very difficult for me to take a deep dive on this Charvel because I'm ripping this guitar apart. I'm going to tear it apart. I want to look at everything. I want to pull the entire bridge apart. I want to clean everything. I want to get it fully functional to where either I keep it or I sell it. I haven't made that determination yet, but I hope that on Sunday I'll be able to go out there and rip this one apart. And if I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's 90 degrees outside, I'll do that. So we'll figure that one out this weekend. And thanks for watching. Thanks for all my subs. Again, I got a message from my son-in-law saying, "Hey man, you're in the 600 club." Never would I have thought that I'd get 600 people watching my channel. So, anyways, thank you for the subs. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.